with a laid-back beat. Light one up with Rizzo, it's a podcast treat. America's #1 Minnesota podcast. From the cold state where the culture's vast. Now Rizzo brings the heat.
Hi there, my name is Buttface.
Today's guest is Ira Ford. Enjoy the show.
Ira Ford, I'm so glad you're here. Can I tell you something about you?
All right.
I love being your friend.
Wow.
You're one of my earlier friends in comedy. I'm like, especially because I think we're in different classes of comedy. You had already been doing stand-up for quite some time before I got into it. So you were the first like upperclassman that seemed to be like, hey, let's hang out. And I was like, this is cool. Because the first time I met you, you walked by and I was like, what's up, man? And you were like, just with business, like I'm coming by. And I was like, damn. And then the first time you talked to me, you were like, hey, Rizzo, you got a cigarette? And I said, I don't smoke cigarettes. You went, ah, and then you walked away. And then I remember the first time I made you laugh, someone said something about needing focus or needing something. And I said, oh, yeah, like MLK. He was like, I need a dream. And I remember that was the first time I got you cracking up. And I was like, oh, dude, Ira's a fun hang. I love him.
Well, I don't remember that, but thank you.
That's right. So I'm going to introduce you a little bit. Ira Ford is a stand-up comedian from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No,
not from Minnesota.
Not from Minnesota, but currently residing in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Not from Minnesota, doesn't break the rules because he's been here for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Common law in, huh?
Common law in. So I don't have like an assistant that helps me learn anything. So I ask AI everything. So I asked AI to tell me everything it knows about stand-up comedian Ira Ford. Ira Ford is a stand-up comedian based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Originally from Philadelphia and Maryland, Ira started his career as a professional lyricist before transitioning to comedy. He was inspired by the way comedians could captivate audiences and decided to pursue his passion for making people laugh. Ira began acting when he was very young, appearing in commercials for baby food and fire and water insurance. Graduating to stage acting and spoken word when he was in high school, winning numerous awards and accolades for his solo live performances of Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah, damn.
Ira's comedy often draws from his personal life experiences, covering topics like drugs, family, and everyday occurrences, such as riding the bus or looking at things. He is known for his unapologetic and candid style, which resonates with many fans and enemies. Some highlights of his career has included semifinalist in the Funniest Person with a Day Job contest at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy, hosting and curating his own monthly showcases called Laughs and Legends, and at Lakes Legends Brewery in downtown. Lakes and Legends?
Lakes and Legends.
I don't know why they said at. Regular performances at the Acme Comedy Company, a well-known comedy club in Minneapolis. Ira also produces and hosts unique comedy events like Light 'em Up the Bong Show, which combines comedy with cannabis, culture, and creating an interactive experience for audiences. Does that all sound mostly correct?
Mostly.
But
it sounds like the AI took my bio and just did his thing with it.
Well, so I tell it to act as something, so I think then it starts to like
I wasn't
in
baby food commercials or anything. It was like, what did you say? Baby food commercials and fire insurance?
Water and fire insurance commercials.
Yeah, man.
And that in high school you did spoken word and stage acting.
I don't see how it would know that, but I did. I was in the acting class, and I took this role as tobacco, and
as the tobacco itself.
Yeah,
like you were a leaf, or just like in a blunt?
I just had a shirt that was black and said tobacco on the back, and the girl would tap me on the shoulder, and I turn around and give her a hug. Like as a usage.
Oh, yeah.
It was a drug thing. And then we would go, talk about drugs. At the time, I didn't do drugs, so I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
That was one of the first things I really learned about you was like, you can smoke unending amounts of marijuana, the same as me,
Yeah,
and it can never seem to stop.
yeah.
So this podcast is mostly about Minnesota, like I told you. So do you like Minnesota? Do you enjoy being here?
Not in the winters, but the summers are cool. I
Does it
hear there's a lot
compare
of
to Maryland and like temperament wise, like weather?
temperament and weather. All right. The temperament is a little louder than here. The weather is a lot
Oh,
warmer.
temperament.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot warmer down there or over there. I don't know where we are.
Yeah, and like cross maybe.
Then it's like over but down, east, southeast.
I love it. So since you've come here, what's like a notable activity that you found that you do here that you didn't do there? Do you do any kind of Minnesota like esque things? Fishing?
Nope. I already don't fish. They try to get me to go ice fishing a couple times, but no.
I don't fucking
I already don't camp. The most Minnesotan thing I've done since I moved here that's grew on me is I drink craft beers.
Okay.
And I could tell you about a couple. I never do. I mean, I never did that. It was like from Maryland. It was like you drink Natty Bows or Miller Lights.
So there's not like a beer culture over there.
No, if it is,
It came later.
It's very small or it's growing now or whatever. But I drink Natty Bows or Miller Lights or Coors Lights. I didn't like Coors Lights because I think it tastes like the smell of a wet dog.
I agree.
So yeah.
I don't drink a
Craft
lot of
beers.
beer. That's not my Minnesota thing. My Minnesota thing is just like eating and putting on calories and like worrying about things and then being like obsessively nice but then hating things deeply.
I do when I have like a chat bubble on my screen, like the messenger chat bubbles.
Yeah.
When I want to get rid of it, I say sorry as I'm fucking exiting
That's
out.
the Minnesota thing you got now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Minneapolis comedy, do you like the scene here comparative to where you've been? Is it friendly or less friendly?
Oh, it's competitive. And I'll just say that.
It's the scene in Minneapolis
Yeah.
itself is competitive.
Yeah.
Well, competition is good, I guess. That's-
Yeah. There's a lot more to do here every day of the week than the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area because there's something to do, but it's so spread out between 3 states.
So you have to drive a long way to do anything of interest.
You need a car to do anything out there.
Whereas like if you live close enough to Minneapolis, you can go out and hit maybe 2 mics a night almost every night of the week.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that is super cool about Minneapolis. I never
Yeah.
even thought about that perspective of how many mics are out there constantly happening.
Yeah.
So speaking of like starting rooms is like another big thing. So you have the Bong show coming up, which I'm going to be on the first one. I'm super excited about it. So I wanted to like kind of talk about that a little bit and kind of describe what people should expect to see there. You know what I mean? Like, what is the competition and how does it all go?
Is that a question for me?
Yes, it is.
What is the competition?
what is like what are the rules in Jeopardy? You know what I mean? Like there's like what is the audience gonna see when they come?
Man, the audience itself, it's a cannabis cultured event, so the audience gets to partake in the festivities.
So what you're saying? Oh, excuse me. So what you're saying is they're gonna be able to smoke at the event.
Yeah,
That's the best, most fun thing I've heard all day.
yeah. They get this. They get to smoke the same weed that the contestants are smoking, so they know what they're in for.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
Now that's sponsored
yes,
by somebody. I'm
it's
assuming.
Jesse Ventura Farms, Retro Bakery. They are going to get. I mean, be there just dishing out weed, gummies.
It's not. This is not free.
Yeah.
Oh, it's free. The audience is free too to come.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a ticketed event. Hopefully,
I mean, the weed and festivities are free.
but there are
But
tickets.
for the low price of $10,
That's
15 at the door
that's amazing.
for a weed for free weed and a game show.
That is pretty
That's
sick.
pretty tick.
So then, how many competitors is it again?
Yeah, it's 12.
And then each of them comes up against each other head to head.
Yeah, one of them is 2 at a time.
I feel like I'm getting inside baseball before these other people.
It's 2 at a time on stage, and the audience they get the contestants get to tell one joke each.
Is there a time limit on that?
It's 45 seconds, and then the audience gets to vote who had the best joke, and the loser goes off stage, takes a spin of what bong he or she is gonna take their rip in. They got a small, medium, and large, and a volcano and a dab.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So, whichever one it lands on, that's what they have to do, and they get back in line to, tell more jokes.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a blast.
And the winner gets an additional 15 seconds.
On each round going back
Yeah.
when you come back on.
No. For as long as he or she holds that spot.
Oh, so it's kind of like when you used to play video games with your buddies and someone held the controller while whoever lost it went moving around.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that sounds like so much fun. And
Yep.
what's the date of it again?
October 20th.
I got to put that in my calendar for sure.
You better put it in the calendar. Fucking, you're on the show.
So then besides that, you got a bunch of other stuff going, I'm assuming, right? Other shows.
October 9th, I'm going to be at Sisyphus for the Minnesota Nice backhanded compliment battle.
Now, is that a head-to-head on the stage, too? Another...
No, this is it's going to be one comic on stage. Since there's no complimentee, they're going to just compliment each other or one person or...
Can you compliment the audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's anything goes. It's just start off nice. Be
I
a
bet you
dick in the
Roger Paul.
middle
Do you have
and
Roger
just-
Paul on that one?
I believe so. Yeah.
I bet he'd be so good at that.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm. Especially since he works in IT.
I don't think he really does.
I don't know.
I mean, I know he uses a computer,
Of course.
of course. So then, do you have anything else besides these two things coming up in the next little bit?
October 12th, I'm going to be at Beaver Island.
Love that place.
Yeah. Headlining. And October 24th, I'm going to be at the House of Comedy doing Ira and Friends. You're my friend. You want to be on it?
Bro, I'll be there.
All right.
I got you.
All right. And then I mean, like,
I mean, House of Comedy. So of the few times I've been there, half of them they didn't move enough tickets, so then I have to go home. But usually there's two Asian dudes that do back rubs on the second floor by the parking garage.
well, okay.
So whenever
by
I'm
the parking garage.
what?
By the parking
Like
garage.
right by the doors going out to the parking garage.
Oh.
So I'll hit up and get a back. I'll get a back rub there when I'm sad that I didn't get on the stage there, and then I'll go down the floor below and then get a slice of pizza at that good ass pizza place down below, and then I'll leave. But
I don't know any of these things. I only do comedy related things. So
should we get back rubs together? It's only $20 for 10 minutes. It's an old Asian dude. It's gonna be fun.
Can I tell jokes?
Yeah, I tried to talk to him and he didn't like it. I said, "How long have you been doing this?" And he said,
That's a number, and
"That's a number."
I don't know. I don't want to be racist or anything.
That wasn't racist at all. He is Asian.
Yeah, man.
It would have been racist if I called him something else.
Mm-hmm.
If I was like, these two not whites are giving back rubs.
Two not whites. Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's that sounds terrible. Like, I know that's not even like a bad thing to say to somebody, but just being like, you're a not white. That's terrible.
Like I guess you could tell their race just by saying you got a back rub. Am I wrong?
No, because
again, don't cancel me.
No canceling. It's not that they weren't driving cars, but no. There are different colored peoples that do back rubs. Because my wife was like, "I got you a massage for your birthday, my last birthday." I said, "Oh, cool." And it's this lady who, while she gives you a massage, tells you this like terribly sad story about like how she got human trafficked, and like how she got addicted to drugs, but then she like had a baby and fell in love with her baby, and then suddenly became a back rub lady. And I got home and I was like, yeah, I for some reason I thought maybe you'd get me like a hand job lady, kind of just a little bit.
All that for
So then I asked her, I say, yeah, but you know what she did? She just told me this terribly sad story. And my wife said, yeah, that's what it said on her bio when I booked this, that she tells you her life story. And I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. You looking at it in the face like, what a terrible wife. But it was like, very nice.
So,
great back
hand job
rub.
is out of the question, right?
No, she probably would. She wouldn't have liked it.
Terribly sad. I can't even get hard for the hand job.
No, and some of it got really grotesque. Like she was like, we didn't have power, and we were sleeping in a tent inside the house, and I was like, dang, okay.
So, was there a time in this back rub massage that you were like, yo, speed it up?
No.
Skip a chapter.
No, because I kept thinking, I'd be like, man, do I have to tip her more after this? Like, I felt really bad. And the only time that happened, too, was one time I was at Augie's it's a strip club in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And this lady was giving me a dance, and she kept telling me about her sad kids and how she wished she had more money. And I'm assuming now at this point she was like, let's hook up later and have sex and for more money.
Right.
But I was just taking it as, again, she was telling me her sad story. So maybe that's why sad lady wanted to give me a hand job, and I was reading the room wrong.
She's crying and shit.
Can we turn this life story into a hand job?
Oh, I want this so bad.
Oh my God. Whew.
All right.
So that's what you have coming up in October. Do you have anything beyond October? Anything fun?
Only thing special is my filming of my special.
Okay, no, that's big.
Yeah, and at Beaver Island again, February 8th.
Great place.
Yeah, I'm gonna do I believe a 2-show night there.
Can I have you back on before then? When is it? When did you say?
February 8th.
Can I have you back on beforehand or shortly after so we can? Yeah, I would love to have
only the above.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So far, I like this show.
I like having you on. So this part is the part where the lady I did the episode before this. They loved this part. So again, I asked the AI to do a lot of things for me. So I asked the AI to act as 1,000 people from Minnesota. And in that 1,000 people, I want you to make it a diverse group of Minnesotans, and I want you to make sure that we pick the best questions and we take 20 questions from those 1,000 of artificially generated Minnesotans. So John Anderson, teacher from Minneapolis, asks, Ira Ford, what inspired you to transition from being a professional lyricist to a stand-up comedian?
I got too old for rap. You know,
No, yeah.
there is no age cap on comedy.
It's a young man, rap's a young man game. And
Yeah.
comedians, a lot of them, I mean, not Minneapolis comedians, but like, well, some of them, Louis Anderson, some of these people don't hit their stride until 50 or 60. And you're like, wow,
Right.
you're a fucking killer this old. Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney Dangerfield. Yep.
So then Emily Johnson, a nurse from St. Paul, says, how do you balance the raw, candid nature of your comedy with the need to connect with a wider audience?
I don't know how to answer that question.
That's easy because I have an answer for you because I know you pretty well. You have a lot of fucking charisma, bro, especially on stage. Like comparable comedians, again, Raju Paul, comfortable on stage. John X, comfortable on stage,
Super
just hits the
comfortable.
stage and like. I don't even have to. I don't even think the motherfucker's telling jokes. He's just like talking, and he
Right.
has the room in stitches. So you have a similar like movement when you get on stage like that, which I absolutely love. So I'm not going to suck your dick too much here. So let's move on. Michael
It felt
Brown.
good, though.
Yeah, it felt good. I got this piercing. Michael Brown, software developer from Bloomington, asks, Ira, what has been your most memorable moment on stage so far in Minnesota? And then there's a second one after where he says, and then in your entire comedic career so far.
Well, yeah, it's in Minnesota. Getting past that Acme.
Did that feel crazy?
You know, it felt. I didn't know how to take it because they hired me in February, and it's Black History Month.
That didn't have anything to do with it.
I mean, like I asked him. I was like, "Did you hire me because it was February?" And he said, "No, of course not." But yeah,
Who owns Acme?
this guy named Lewis Lee.
Is he a little Asian dude?
Mm-hmm. His last name is Lee.
Well, I don't. That could be a black guy's name too.
All right. Okay. All right.
Bro, I just watched this fucking cop show with my wife where all of a sudden they show this obviously Asian dude and they keep calling him Muhammad and they call him a terrorist and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then they show me and then I'm saying this to my wife. I was like, there's no way this Asian dude's named Muhammad. And she goes, no, yes, of course there's a chance. You know, everybody has a name. And then all of a sudden they say Muhammad's friend got murdered and they show a picture of another Asian dude. You know what his name was? Usman. And I was like, come on, bro, you don't have a Muhammad and Usman Asians. But then she was like, this is an Australian cop show. And I was like, oh, they just probably didn't have Arabs. They had these two
Right.
Korean guys and they were the only actors. And they were like, well, the story calls for Arab guys.
He's like wrapped up in fucking the turbans, the Asian guys.
No, they still just dress like normal Asian dudes.
Oh,
So here's a fun one. Sarah Davis, a graphic designer out of Duluth, said, Ira, can you share a bit about your process of how you write new material?
how I write new material. I don't write it per se. I experience something, and then I talk about it on stage, kind of.
Do you keep any kind of notes so you have like a compilation of your jokes so you know what to go dig back through?
Yeah, I keep note. I mean, like notes of jokes. Reminders.
Yeah, all my jokes are just like 4 words, maybe a sentence at most, of just to like remind me of how I start the whole bit.
Let me show you.
Some people write I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
writing the whole joke out word for word.
Yeah, man, I don't get that.
I wrote 2 jokes out that
So-
way, trying to do all of them, and it didn't take very hard.
This is like my list of jokes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't have to write it down or like write the whole thing down because it happened to me.
Agreed. And also, I think when it's just like a few words as like a reminder, it's like you have to be able to recall the whole thing. And then when you're recalling it, it feels more natural when I tell it. It makes me feel the joke isn't like rehearsed as much. It makes me
Right.
it makes me feel like I still have the capability to change something during the saying of it. Like I don't have to say it verbatim. Like I feel like if I was constantly looking at it as its whole form, it would be like, when you hear a song, you start remembering like every lyric the way
Right.
it's supposed to be. I would hate to do that. All right, buddy. Here's a good one that I wondered. I'd be interested in this one too. David Martinez, a chef from Rochester, Minnesota, asks, Ira, how do you handle hecklers during your performances?
I don't. I cry. No, it all depends on how they heckle. If they want to be helpful,
Oh, there's definitely helpful hecklers. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. If they want to be helpful, I just say, let me do this, or something along those lines to get the attention back on me. If they are uh, uh, heckling just to heckle, I address it. I don't know. I can't give you an example, but yeah. I mean, like, come to a show and find out.
You've never had anybody go too far, like in recollection, where like someone's like coming on stage being like, "I'm gonna kick your ass."
Oh
Ira
no,
Ford."
man! I'm not Chris Rock or anything. I mean, I'm 6'5", fucking.
Oh yeah, I guess you're
250.
you're a
I
big
mean,
daddy.
like,
Yeah. No.
it's like, no, I don't.
He's like, you see how big my skull is?
I don't. I mean, besides that, you can try it.
I would never fight you.
It's just like not fighting, but I mean, you can try to jump on stage. I'm pretty sure somebody will fucking tackle you or fucking Sparta kick you off the stage.
Yeah. There's some people that turn like Benny. He's aching to just catch somebody that needs like to be handled there. So
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, like, I don't know. I want that to happen, but I don't go out looking for it. It's kind of like if you go out looking for it, you're asking for it.
right. But if it just shows up, it could be
But
funny.
if it's just so happens to happen, then it happens.
I like it. Yeah, I personally love hecklers.
Yeah, I like hecklers
They kill
up to
time.
a point.
They kill time sometimes to if you're
up
trying to
to a
kill a little
point.
time.
If I'm getting heckled at an open mic, I won't mind it as much as a paid gig.
Oh yeah. Unless it's the person that's paying me, and then you can fucking come up and grab my
Yep.
butt.
Yep, pay me more for that.
All right, buddy. Well, this one is too boring. What advice would you give someone who starts out in comedy?
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Go on stage. Sorry, Jessica Lee from Eden Prairie. I didn't mean to just pass you by.
Made up
Sorry,
person.
made up lady. Robert Will.
I do know a Sarah Davis.
Is she in Eden Prairie?
I don't. No, she's in Northeast.
Well, I hope when she's listening, she's in Eden Prairie and she's like, "I'm here right now."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Robert Wilson, a construction worker out of Maple Grove, asks, Ira, how has your background in music influenced your comedy? And would you ever think about doing comedy and music again in your future?
I don't think so. I turned my back on music a long time ago. I don't know if I still know how to rap.
Do you think when you were rapping, do you think it helped you be more comfortable on stage once
Yeah,
you started
of
hitting the
course.
stage for comedy?
Of course. That was the one thing that I had over anybody else that just started that year.
When you were rapping, did you ever like rip any jokes like while on stage? Because I played music too, so like in between like songs, sometimes like the MC or singer or somebody has to like talk to the crowd a little bit. Did you ever like just joke around with the crowd, or were you guys were serious?
No, it was like I had jokes in my actual songs. So I don't know. It was like the punchlines or the bars, or it's like they got some like chuckles and like giggles, but no,
No connection.
no. It was like not in the situations I was in, like rapping. There, I mean, like I don't know. I could have. I should have tried it, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you were like in between a song one day and you were like, and you said a joke, and then all of a sudden they laughed, and you were like, yeah, this comedy thing might be a good one for me.
Yeah, I mean, how I got into comedy is people kept telling me that I was funny, and I should try stand-up comedy. And one day, my friend Kenny, he was a manager or general manager of this bar, and he put an open mic up in there, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it now because people was telling me I'm funny or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got like 35 people that show up at an open mic.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people for an open mic. For if anybody that doesn't watch, listen, or does comedy, that is a lot of people.
Right. And it was about to go away in like 2 weeks. And
the whole mic itself?
Yeah, because it was doing poorly.
Also a common thing with open mics, of course.
And I showed up, and R.J. Jackson, he was like a veteran comic at the time. I guess he's still doing comedy, and he's my friend. But he was like, all these people here, you're like, he's like, it's like you're selling. I mean, you were day late on the dollar Bentley sale. And it was like, there's something along those lines. I was like, that's funny. But yeah.
So then, here's a good one from Laura Thompson, stay-at-home parent in Burnsville. She said, Ira, push your mic up a little bit closer to your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that. No, I said that. No, I gotta tighten that stand maybe.
Yeah.
If you want to give it a little oomph.
Yep.
Perfect.
There you
No,
go.
but
There's that resistance.
Laura Thompson, stay-at-home parent in Burnsville, said, does your family play any role in your comedy routines?
More than, yes. I can't expand on that.
No, yeah,
because
there's no way to
yes or no
explain it.
question.
I don't know why she would ask that. Laura Thompson, you fucking bitch. Write better questions. Nobody likes you. This is why you're a stay-at-home parent.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
Most important job.
Ooh, this one scares me a little bit. James White, police officer. Oh, dude, I don't want to even say it. James White, police officer out of Egan. How do you prepare for a big show or a comedy festival?
By
He's trying to get us. He's trying to catch us. We don't smoke no weed before the show.
Nah, man. It's like
No, but seriously, do you prepare? Do you do anything? Do you have a ritual? Do you ritualize anything beforehand?
I don't know. I smoke weed. I smoke a lot of weed. Yep. And then I drink beer.
This is classic comedian routines.
Yeah, it was like I
Do you
don't
listen
do
to
anything.
anything? Is there any like specific like I have certain music I like to listen to before a show. Like I don't really listen to it before an open mic or anything, but like if there's a show, some music I like that just gets me amped up before a show that I'm just like, bro, let's go. Is there anything you listen to?
Not out of not out of the norm that I usually listen to. I mean, I listen to a lot of French rap.
I know you played it once for me, and it was really freaking good.
Yeah.
So you'd listen to that on the way to a show to be like,
yeah.
Because like I'm not gonna listen to like talk radio. I'm not gonna listen to like something real relaxed. I usually want to listen to something that's just like fucking banging on the way to the show to get me just fucking
Well,
tuned up.
it all depends, because I don't know. I'm a different type of individual. It doesn't matter what I'm listening to, as long as I know what I'm going to say when I get on the stage.
Do you still get excited before shows, like on the ride there, like being like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm so excited? I guess that's my personal question. That's not James.
I don't, yes. I get excited for certain things.
I like the eating. I like finding a restaurant afterwards.
Yeah. I usually just go home.
I should.
Or unless I'm on the road and I go to the hotel, I was just like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of people.
Okay, all right. You've met me. You know I love people.
Yeah, it's like if I don't have to be around people, I choose not to. No disrespect to all the people.
Disrespect.
Yeah, but I'd rather entertain you.
No, yeah.
Like I don't want to talk to you.
It's like I don't know if you felt this as a musician as you got older, but eventually in playing music, I eventually stopped liking going to shows to see shows. I would love to perform one, but then if someone was like, "Do you want to go out and see a show?" I'd be like, "Nah."
Right.
I don't like to. I shouldn't say that I barely like to see comedy, but like sometimes I try and not watch as much comedy. Maybe it's just an old man thing where it's like I like comedy specials that I like from the past that I still watch,
Right.
but I don't watch a lot of new ones. But I also don't listen to a lot of new music. I listen to a lot of fucking old music that I like.
I'm the same with the music, but I love comedy. So
No, I still love comedy. I just don't watch new comedy.
I watch new comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched that Dion Cole special, and that guy's hilarious.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh,
I'll watch it on a suggestion. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's October. I'm only listening to music that's suggested, so maybe I'll watch some suggested comedy.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Check it out.
I will, Ira Ford. You beautiful man. All right, Ira. Here's a question for you from Linda Harris, a real estate agent out of Woodbury. Ira, what are some of the biggest challenges you've faced as a comedian? She should have said in Minnesota. This is what pisses me off about some of these people, or the guy who compiled this. Like, it really fucking bugs me. So, what are some challenges you faced in Minnesota about comedy?
In Minnesota, the competition. Yeah, I mean the I don't know, the Minnesota niceness.
Minnesota niceness.
You know,
So,
you don't know where you really stand with somebody until you know, right?
that is definitely a Minnesota thing, 100%.
Yeah.
No.
Because like people will never tell you how they truly feel about you until it's exposed, or it's a gang of them that feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's just like, miss me with all that. But I mean, yeah, it's that part that's been the most challenging.
Do you think Minneapolis has some, and not anybody specific, but like when you look at other scenes, or when you're out on the road and you pop in a different open mic, does Minneapolis have a bunch of killers that are just sleeping on that people don't really know about, that are just hilarious? Like I see a lot of comedians out in the world all the time, but I'm like, I don't see a lot of people from Minneapolis out there in the larger world of comedy. But I don't know, there's some hilarious people.
Yeah. I mean, there's hilarious people in any state that you go to. It's like, I don't know. a lot of people get looked over, I guess. But because they're from here, it's like considered a flyover state, so
So that
a lot
probably
of
plays a
people
lot into
get
it.
looked
yeah.
over. And that's from here, unless they go to the New Yorks and the fucking LAs.
Do you think you'd ever transplant to somewhere else and try and break into another scene again?
Yeah.
He said,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, breaking into scenes is the most fun before they know that you're like serious. Then it becomes work.
Oh, so when they're not looking at you as a direct competitor yet, it's kind of you can like come in like a magician, like that they don't know your tricks, and you're like bing bang boom.
Right.
Oh, I never even thought
Right.
about that because I always think I would never leave Minneapolis, but like that sounds cool. Do you think you could? Do you think you could home base in Minneapolis and just fly out to places for weekends or without? God, you'd have to do their whole
Yeah.
open mic scene. All that seems really hard.
I mean, they can tell that. Like your experience.
Yeah,
When
fair
they-
enough. Yeah,
When they see, they.
if
they
you
can
get on
tell.
stage and you already swagging up there, they're like, oh,
Right.
dude, he's lying.
Right. They're just like, this is not this motherfucker's first time. But the sooner that you can get out there and kill all these open mics, the more they'll know that you're serious, and the more the serious motherfuckers in that state or that town
Start fucking with you.
will fuck with you.
So Jessica Lee from earlier, that's the advice he would give someone who started out in comedy. Thanks, Jessica, you fucking bitch. All right, moving on here. Ira, Kevin Clark, a college student out of Mankato State, says, Ira, who are your biggest comedic influences?
Bernie Mac,
Beautiful.
Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, of course, Lenny Bruce.
Weren't you the one that used to do like a strippers and comedy show a long time ago that I might have asked you about before?
No, that was the Batty Boys.
Dude, I wish they'd mix stripping and
Tits and
comedy again.
Giggles.
Yeah, God, that'd be so cool. No, so yeah, so then Bernie Mac, did you? I mean, I've seen a little bit of his stand up, but I used to love his show, like the Bernie Mac TV show where he had
Yeah.
his family with his niece and nephews or niece and nephew that lived with him. That was the best. Ooh, I already kind of asked this, but Megan Lewis, social worker out of St. Cloud, says, "How do you think the comedy scene in Minneapolis compares to other cities?" We already, bitch. You can watch the episode.
It's
a lot to do.
Overwhelming at times, and I think we're spoiled here in Minnesota because our open mics have people.
Also, in other cities, it's really just more like a
It's
comedian.
like dried
open-
out. And I haven't been to every open mic in every state or whatever, but the open mics I have been to, Minnesota takes the cake. It's like we're super spoiled with the audience.
That makes me so fucking proud right now. Do you understand? Like, I fucking love it here, and like that makes me almost want to fucking cry or do a dance. Ira, Brian Walker, a fitness trainer out of Plymouth. Ooh, I used to live in Plymouth. What do you enjoy most about performing at Acme Comedy Company?
The free food.
Do they have good food there? I've never eaten there.
Fucking right, they do.
I'll try it. I'll try it.
I used to get the
Yeah, what is it to get there? What should I get when I do go?
I used to get the pasta Alfredo with a crab cake on top.
Oh shit! Did you break it up into it? Like,
Yeah, it was like two different items, but and then they stopped selling the crab cakes because it was too expensive.
and then he quit going.
Now I usually get the New York strip with a side of fucking steamed vegetables.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try their food. I've never eaten there.
It's good.
Rachel Young, a journalist out of Minnetonka, said, "Ira, can you tell us more about your light? Bitch, we already talked all about light. Do you have any more to say about Light 'Em Up the Bong show?" She's wondering, and how it came to be, how you originally came. I guess she wants to know how you came up with the idea, even to begin with.
How I came up with the idea, I wanted to get sponsored from a weed company
Hell yes. Now that's
because
great motivator.
I want free weed, and then the show came across. I mean, about because I was talking to Chris. He's a booker from the Hook and Ladder. And he was like, "Yo, you got any ideas for our shows?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do a cannabis culture event." And it just took off from there. And he was like, I mean, I felt like I wanted to give back for all the weed I've smoked for, I mean, like other people.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I love that. No,
And this is the best way to do it.
dude, that's a bro move.
Yeah.
Oh, I absolutely adore that. So then when you were originally coming up with the idea, was it always going to be a competition right from the get go, or were you originally just like, let's get high and together?
No. I mean, like, we can get high together off stage, you know.
Yeah.
But it was always it was always supposed to be a competition. And we just built from there, and just like, this sounds like a great idea. We're all excited about it. Let's turn it into a game show.
So did the bakery come on first then?
No, it was Chris.
Oh, well, I meant the Hook and Ladder, but who was the first
Retro
sponsors
Bakery,
that came
yeah.
on? The Retro
Yeah.
Bakery. I haven't had their food, but the Minnesota Pieces,
Mm-hmm.
the guy, I think they provided the bongs and
Yeah.
the pipes. They followed me, and then I went, dude, they have cool looking shit that looks awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this because they're sponsoring me. They have some of the most inventive edibles.
Oh, I didn't even look at their edibles.
You can't even taste the weed. You know, they have.
Do they have not
these-
candies? Or is it all candy?
No, they just did. I was at the campus or compound and like last month, and they had these like s'mores.
Really?
Yeah, and you can't eat.
Sometimes I
They're
get tired of fucking
dangerous.
with gummies. One time my wife came home with they somehow had infused pretzels, but like not chocolate. They were just like a garlic pretzel. Got high as fuck off a bag of them. But I was like, sometimes I like edible. That's why sometimes when I get a baked good, like someone's like, oh, here's like a cookie or a muffin or something like that. I like that because I'm getting a little burnt out on gummies and the gummy world.
Right. Well.
And the bakery, are they bringing? They're bringing a bunch of stuff. I'm assuming.
Yeah. And I'm on. They're unveiling my brand of gummies.
No way. So you're getting like a branded Ira Ford.
Yep.
I-
ABCD's gummies.
Wait, is that really what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's such a great idea. I hope they make like a shirt out of it, or you
Right.
should make a shirt out of it, because I'm glad you made that name be the name. Like,
Right.
That's innovative. I fuck with that hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. Here comes another one for you. We got a few left before I turn you loose. Stephen King, no relation, electrician out of Coon Rapids, says, what has been the most surprising reaction you've received from an audience member?
None. No reaction. It was just like my my greatest reaction And it's like when somebody says a joke and it doesn't hit or it goes over people's heads, that no reaction.
Oh, when they're like, I didn't even understand. I like that. I had someone fall off a stool once, and I thought that was great. I couldn't help myself. I was like, that's my favorite moment.
The first open mic was at O'Brien's in Maryland.
Your first open mic that you went to.
My
that
first
was
open
your
mic,
buddy's place.
the one that I brought there like 35 people.
Did you crush on your first one?
Oh, fucking right, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
God, that had
Yes.
to really fucking just rocket you up and wanting to do
Yeah.
comedy.
Most of the people came there to see me fail.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it was even colder. You were
Yeah.
getting revenge too at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yes.
Put some water in Buck Nasty Mama dish.
Yep. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But what was
Stephen King said, "What's your most surprising reaction?" Was what he was talking about.
yeah. I was at O'Brien's, and this guy had this really loud laugh, like very happy, and I was like, I'm trying to make you laugh the most because your laugh is contagious, and I was like, I'm about to make you have a heart attack out this motherfucker. And his wife and family was there, and they were like, he just had one 2 weeks ago. And I was like, well, you're ready to have another one, motherfucker. And like that, they got
I bet
a
they
good
love
laugh.
that though.
But I would really want to kill. You know, I'd really want to have someone literally die at my show
Oh,
from laughing so
I don't know if I would like that.
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't
No, I
enjoy
understand.
it, but it would be fucking phenomenal for my career.
Twice I had children removed from my sets, and even though I felt a little bad that like they were walking their kids out with the hands over the ears, still I was like, I love that. That makes me feel great inside.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I do want somebody to die too. I could, you know.
Yeah, you would do numbers.
Especially if it was film.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, let me see what this nigga's all about. Why is it so funny? He's just killing motherfuckers.
Dude, people would be scared to hear the joke. It'd be like the ring tape coming in the mail. Be like, I can't even listen to the motherfucker.
7 days.
Which always confused me because I was like, how does this fucking ghost have the capabilities to make VHS tapes out of a fucking well? And the tape's like artistic with like horses in it and shit. I was like, what?
And she's calling motherfuckers. She has a fucking phone line at the bottom of the well. Really? God damn.
Get a well. All right. All right. Let's focus up here. We got to get out of here soon. Anna Scott, a librarian from Maplewood, Minnesota, says, Ira, how do you stay creative and keep your material fresh?
Living life. Life happens every day if you want it.
Some people don't want it. Some people just...
I keep staring at these asses.
That's
in
because...
the weed.
So I like to put things on the screen that the people like, that I'm interviewing. So like with Amanda Keister, it was like goats and Cheez-Its. And then Ellen Stein was like dudes with mullets in prisons. And then Elizabeth Celine was like pictures of Jesus and then large stacks of books. So that's why I asked you. I said, what do you like? And you were like, pussy, weed, and money. So I just had a bunch of big butts, piles of money, and then weed, and then the show stuff.
Yeah, you never heard the song "Pussy, Money, Weed" by Lil Wayne, Birdman?
Well, no, but then you said music and comedy. So I just kept trying to find pictures to encapsulate those, and then I was like, I put more butts on that. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'll put more butts and more weed. It'll be more fun that way.
Oh man, you should have said, "Oh, I'm gonna post these images on the thing."
No, because it's more fun. It was way more fun because Ellen Stein was the only one I didn't ask her because I was like, of course.
Elizabeth?
No, Ellen Stein. She's you. I don't even know if you know Ellen Stein that well. She's a lady comedian from Minneapolis. You can watch her on the episode before you.
All right.
But she's a hilarious lady. Daniel Green, a barista out of Shakopee, said, "What are your thoughts on the current state of comedy in Minneapolis and its future?"
I'm sorry, I was staring at the butt.
Dude, it's 50s and 20s. Yeah, here, sorry. Anyways, is this even a good question, Daniel Green? God damn, this is why I don't trust baristas. What are your thoughts on the current state of comedy and its future? So, you know what? Fuck Minnesota. Minnesota, sure, we already talked about the future of Minnesota comedy. What do you think about this current state of comedy as a whole in all of the world?
I think it's doomed.
It's doomed?
Yeah.
It's
because the internet exists and everybody's funny. You know.
But that just forces people to have personal stories. The internet doesn't have everybody's personal stories.
Yeah. But, you know, I think comedy, stand-up comedy is going to be around forever, but the value of comedy will decline.
Do you think comedy's value declines when things are good and then when things are bad, like as like a geopolitical world thing? Because I always wonder, like, all these great thinkers, and like, even though they weren't stand-up comedians by their time, a lot of these, like Socrates and these people from the past, like when they live in an empire that finally gets big enough that allows for people to not have to just toil all day and you get time to think about what's funny, you know what I mean? Like you have to be living in a pretty easygoing, convenient society if you have time to just sit around and be like, yeah, what's funny about this? You know what I mean? Because like otherwise, in the past, people are just like, God, I smell like shit all day and I'm bleeding constantly for some reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? So do you think like because America's in like a weird divided time that's the reason why it's decline it's dying, but it seems to be booming because when there's a lot of strife, it gives for room to think about something deeper, you know what I mean? Like we have time to sit around and be like, oh, this is funny because this thing is happening. You know, comedy's always based in like tragedy and like how do you find the funny in the worst of things? You know what I mean? That's a big thing about comedy. So when things are at their worst, it seems that we have the most to be like, how can I complain about this in a funny way? If shit was just really good and it was like, shit, bread's only 40 cents. Like what are we bitching about at that point? We're just like, I hate people that eat their food like this.
Right, but you know, that's why America is America, because no matter how good it's going, there's always something to complain about.
I fucking love it. I was just literally, I'm gonna do this bit soon, but I haven't brought it to the stage yet. But I was watching this commercial. I was at the gym and I plug of the gym. I was watching The Purge. Do you know what that is? Where it's some purge, and then it goes to this commercial where it's a black screen and there's this ominous like thunderous booming happening, and it says America's never been more divided. And I was like, I'm literally going from The Purge into this. I'm just like, dude, are we living in this like end of the world scenario? And then it was like, licorice fans can't decide which kind of licorice they like. And I was like, oh, we're still just a bunch of consumering fucking.
Right.
Everything's fine. If we want to divide on licorice, bro, if we want to get together everybody that worries about if you like licorice or not and get rid of those motherfuckers, get rid of them then. I don't care. Get rid of all the licorice liking motherfuckers.
That would be a funny fucking sketch or bit. This is like comedians in The Purge. It's like, yo, check this cool shit out. My cousin just got decapitated. What the fuck is that? Them motherfuckers are killers, yo.
Yeah, I wish The Purge would kind of deviate out of while they're killing and show us what stand-up comedy's doing in the future. Oh, damn. Yeah. All right, Olivia Adams. She's a photographer out of Lakeville. I really want to come there and do comedy. How do you incorporate your personal life experiences into your comedy? Let me
I
elaborate
just
for
do.
this girl a little bit. Now, do you ever try and take an experience and then make a joke out of it, like where you might like change the experience, not lie,
Right.
but change the experience a little bit to like make the punchline appear?
Protect the innocent.
Yeah. Yes. Or
Yeah.
do you try and keep everything true to true? Because in the beginning I tried true to true, and then as time went on, I started understanding like the turning of something to make it a little more funnier, and I was like, I understand now why people do it.
Right. Yeah. I try to stay as true as possible, but if I have a joke and that joke blends in with this other joke that's non-related, but I mean somehow works, then I'll combine them.
I had a
You
bit
know?
that was like 3 different parties that like had little funny things that happened, all 3 of them. But then once I took all 3 of the events and put them into one party, even though they were 3 different parties, I just say one party on stage, and then it all kind of comes together. It's more funny because you have a
Right.
build up. But like that was my first time that I was like, oh, I'm gonna take 3 stories, make them into one, so that it kind of is a little more hyperbole involved. It's a lot bigger. And then I was like, oh, okay, so it's not lying. It's just I just kind of flubbed it a little bit on
Right. Okay.
All right. We're getting so close right now. Matthew Baker, a financial analyst out of Apple Valley, says, Apple Valley, I also want to come do comedy there. What are your goals for the next 5 years in your comedy career?
What is my goal for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a fucking big question. I hate
So-
this bitch.
so I got all these shows now. I'm hoping that
Also,
one
Bong
of
Show,
them-
and these are things like the Compliment Show and like your Ira and Friends. These might become regular events happening, not just like one-offs.
Right.
That's
Right.
fucking exciting.
The Bong Show is definitely the baby, just like
Most of the eggs are for that.
we are putting so many eggs in that basket. But not to take away from the compliment battle or the Iron Friends.
Well, also those
They're-
are
those
further
are-
out than this.
No,
I mean,
no,
Bong Show
the-
seems
the
like
Bong
it's,
Show, the compliment battle is Wednesday.
I'm bad at
This
time.
Wednesday.
Okay.
But it should. Yeah, I mean, I have all faith that it'll do well too. But the Bong Show is already scheduled for 12 episodes. I mean, 12 weeks.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be filmed, and there's going to be fucking drones and.
I'll
know.
do if you need. I'll do all your art for
Yeah.
the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited.
yeah, we're
bleep
hoping that it gets like picked up somewhere.
Well, okay, so and maybe I'll bleep this out later. I don't know, but the innovation of allowing your audience to smoke weed during the show is going to be an absolute game changer in the design of a show.
Right.
That's like getting to go to a comedy show and have cocktails. Like I don't really drink that much, so like you would rarely see me have a cocktail out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I love smoking weed. So
Right.
like a comedy show where I get to sit at a table and just like smoke herb while I watch comedy.
Well,
That's my speed.
it won't be that lax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to attach a tent, like a real big tent, to the outside door.
So you go
can
in there to
in
smoke, then you
there.
come back into the show.
Yes,
Okay,
but I don't know if
but even that,
yeah, I
that
mean,
is-
like even that, it's
you're not
good,
seeing that shit yet, which is
But I'm pretty sure once it gets closer to 2026, smoking will be less disgusting than smoking cigarettes, and they'll be allowed in.
They're gonna let us be
indoors.
smoking in like mall pavilions again, because I remember
Right.
being a kid and my grandma, she'd be in like a Macy's too long, and she'd be like, eh, and we'd get into that big open area in the mall, and she'd whip out that ciggy, just bah 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 bah.
Oh,
I'm gonna be smoking weed in a Target.
I remember the last day smoking indoors was like allowed.
Oh, I
I don't know why, but I went back. I mean, O'Brien's is downtown Annapolis. I went there and everybody was inside, like smoking back to back.
Oh, yeah.
back. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
geez, it's like no wonder.
I was at a Perkins, bro, and we were just like powering them down before midnight. And then we went, like, I don't know if I should put this in the episode, but then we went and like had a weird orgy with like a bunch of waitresses from a Perkins.
Nice.
Like as the cigarettes went out, they were like, "Should we go back to our house and watch Office Space?" And now Office Space has a special place in my heart. It's crazy.
God damn.
It was super
were you
wild.
married at the time?
No. I was but a young buck. I was still in my early 20s. But it was crazy. That was like, so yeah, cigarettes ending is burnt into my brain forever.
Yeah, man.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? We got our last question, Ira. Fuck, dude, last question. Okay, before the last question though, I want to say a few things. I want to say I appreciate, even though it's a butt right now, you've been seeing CCX Media's thing going on here. I love this place. It's located in Brooklyn Park. You can make shows here if you live in the cities surrounding. It's a great place. I just want to shout that out. And then let's get to the last question here. And if you ever want to make a show here, just look up CCX Media online. If you live in the Associated City, come come take those classes. Ira Ford, question 20. Sophia Perez, an event planner out of Brooklyn Park, represent. How do you see the role of comedy in addressing social issues? That's a fucking big one to end on. Damn, Sophia, you fucking trendsetter.
Oh. How do I see what now?
How does the role of comedy, right?
Right. Yes.
How does it address social issues? So I guess a better way I could explain it is
How
like
does it address social issues? It's like how does the movie address social issues? It's like delicately, I guess. I mean, I would hope.
Right.
I mean, one would hope. What it was like.
I think comedy's the Band-Aid. Like social issues, like comedy makes you have to look at it in a way that you might not want to look at it.
Mm,
Like when someone dies and everybody's grieving and everybody's sad, and then finally someone like says the funny story about the sad person that's gone, and like after all these fucking tears, like people start laughing about it again. Suddenly you're just like, oh, I feel bad. Not that I feel better that they're dead, but like that good story that made me chuckle. Like I don't know. It alleviates the grief, I think. So I think that's how it affects social issues a little bit, in my opinion.
It could be. I mean, or it could fuel the fire. I mean, it all depends on who's in the audience.
I didn't even think about it. Like Spider-Man, like you could use that power for goddamn evil.
Yeah, you know. I mean, like dark comedy is. I mean, comedy in itself is a slippery slope. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say tend to veer away, but I mean, I don't do so many social jokes. You know, I was like, I just stick to my life. My life is fucked up and interesting. So
hey, that keeps it safe too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you don't have to worry about. Or also, the benefit. Then you have evergreen bits. So your bits aren't contingent upon like a distance of time from an event. Like your bits, you can. You know, I guess that's some of the great things about bits about family is that like you can change the date. Like the little story didn't happen last week, but it can happen last week.
Right.
Whereas like if you're still talking about like Bill Clinton, You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
well,
right. Time is relative in comedy. And it's like you can say this happened recently, and I mean, like recently to you could be like 4 years ago.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Especially if you ain't had shit since then.
Right. Yeah. So I like that about it, but socially, social commentary. What was that? Was that last thing
She said, "What is the role of comedy in addressing social issues?"
social issues. I said social commentary.
I meant
What
tomato, potato.
yeah. Tomato potato. God damn. I mean like I I would hope if that was their that comedians like spiel or stick that he does it well. I mean, like Trevor Noah does it well.
True.
But not everybody's Trevor Noah. I don't know, and I don't. To answer your question, Miss Perez, I don't know.
Well, Miss Perez, at least you're from Brooklyn Park.
And you're
You got that
Spanish.
going for you.
And you're Spanish
you're
somehow.
Spanish. Yeah. Te amo tu madre con leche.
Yeah.
But no-
AI is fucking brilliant.
So then, do you have like internet places you want people to know about you, like Instagrams and things
Yeah. I
of those
mean,
natures?
I could always use followers on my Instagram, Iragram 1981.
I should have told you. There's a camera that, as long as whenever you want to look at that, then you were looking at the people, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like this is the first time I'm addressing the people because I don't like you. No. No, yeah, I mean, Iragram 1981. There's a lot of fun stuff on there, and you can see what I'm up to, I guess, and keep track of the Bong Show and compliment battle and
Iron
the
Friends,
friends
fucking the
and
special
I
coming
have
up.
friends.
God,
and-
you're fucking busy.
Yeah,
I love it.
man.
I love it. I love seeing busy friends be busy. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
best thing to see people getting after it.
And if you want to see what I'm up to, like comedically, there's irafordcomedy.com.
Oh, you have a website?
Yeah.
Damn, I love that too.
Yeah.
I gotta. Are they? Does it? Do you think it helps you in like website wise? Probably.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But that's cool. I didn't know you had a real website. I love that. Buddy, this is like the end. Did you have fun?
Yeah. I had more fun than I thought I would.
That's what matters most. And I'm fucking glad you came. I really appreciate this. Everybody, Ira Ford, I'm Matt Rizzo. It's been a lot of fun. I love you. Good night. Good day.
For